Well, my name is Kenneth Frampton. I've taught forever at Columbia University. I'm an architect, but I teach history theory of architecture.
Today we're here at Wood at Work, and one of the things that I think all our participants share is a love for either wood or trees or forests or all three. So I just wanted to know, for you, what is it about, first of all, why are you here today? And what is it about wood that inspires you?
Well, I suppose I would qualify as one who would say all three. But more specifically, I think it's I think it's better to say prejudice, hunch or prejudice that wooden environment is more accessible to ordinary people than maybe any other environment. That wood is sort of very reassuring material, and I think it has, and of course there are some people who argue that it has direct physiological effect. So that's one of the primary issues for me. I mean, the other is this famous Peter Buchanan remark about how wood is the material with the least embodied energy from sustainably managed forests. And that appeals to me about wood. And the other thing I think that appeals to me about wood is that it is inherently a renewable resource. Again, sustainably managed forests. But I mean, given the rape of the extraction industry and the climate change, I mean, all these aspects of advanced global neoliberal production, I think that wood, represents a kind of resistance to that.
And did you grow up around trees and forests? Was that a part of your...
Not particularly, no. I was never really in heavily forest area, except going to Canada or to Scandinavia. But I did live between sort of 11 and 16, I suppose, next to a very large sort of common land in an area south of London that you can't really call it forest, but it was full of modest-sized birch trees and a certain amount of pine, But it wasn't, I couldn't say it was forest.
Okay. And what do you think the future of wood is in design?
Well, this is kind of, it's a bit circular, but I think, actually recently I wrote a piece for a festschrift arguing that Alberto Perez Gomez, in fact, had a kind of festschrift just now, and I wrote a piece for that festschrift in which I argued that Alvar Aalto is the one architect of the so-called pioneers, whose contribution to the field can still be developed, in my opinion. And I think it's not true of many of the others. I mean, particularly, of course, to do with the way in which he uses both wood and brick, these two materials together. I think that and because when you listen to Peter Buchanan, I mean, the next material that has the next level of embodied energy is brick as you go up the scale of embodied energy. So, relatively speaking, wood and brick are both low on embodied energy.
And so, this design that you were talking about with the wood and the brick, is that something that we're going to see more of in the future, or is this the way that low-impact design is moving? Or is there anything standing in the way of that happening?
Well, fashion, of course, stands in the way of it happening. Most of the building today in New York City, and the building boom in New York City, is not for human habitation in that sense. It's simply building at a huge scale in order to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible. But and using enormous amounts of glass almost invariably. But coming here, I mean, it was a big eye-opener to me getting out at West Farms Station and walking towards the Bronx Zoo, because on both sides of the street is this extraordinary housing that somebody has designed and built. And it's not faced in brick, but it could have been. In fact, it's plastered as far as I can see. There are some terracotta blocks used on the lower levels. But I find that housing on both sides of the street absolutely, you know, of an incredible quality. And you know, it makes one realize, you know, that the capacity of the society to build in a much more human way and build in a way which is more accessible to ordinary people, and you know, manifests quality and security, I think. I think it's you know, you suddenly realize that of course we know what to do. It isn't the question that we don't have the answers. It's a question that we don't have the political will.
Well,
okay.
Thank you so much.
Right.
I will let you prepare for your talk now. I think, are you up first?
I am up first, yes.
That's great. Well, I'm really excited to hear
Good.
you
Very nice
speak,
to talk to you.
and thank you so much.